Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Welcome back to News Watch 12 midday, and we are observing the clouds rolling in along the coast. Also, some of those clouds starting to get to our inland areas. Although when I was just outside here in Medford, we were seeing a little bit of sunshine, but we're not going to have very much of that at all over the next 7 days. We're at 44 degrees right now in Brookings. A little bit later today, temperatures will generally end up being in the 30s and 40s. Could have a few showers along the coast, also a few snow showers up in the Cascades, but that's about it. Today's weather is going to be pretty inconsequential. It's going to be tonight when things get a little bit more interesting, including along the coast where shower coverage will start to pick up and winds will start to pick up also, and winds will continue to be pretty breezy up in the Cascades. So we'll time out all this mess with Stormcast. We'll put this into motion, and by the time we get to dinner time, you can see a few more showers there along the coast, and then we're going to start to see some of the heaviest stuff lining up along the coast by the time we get to midnight, and that will spread inland overnight. And by the time we get to 7 in the morning on Saturday, it is going to be a mess on essentially all of our passes along and west of the Cascades, and snow levels are going to be very low during this time frame, right around 500 feet. Now they'll raise up a little bit later in the day. I'll show you some of those snow levels here in just a second. But you notice that the mode of precipitation changes just a little bit into the afternoon and evening. It transitions from this band of moisture to more of these big blobs of showers, and that'll continue as we head into the rest of Saturday night and then right into Sunday morning as we'll have another round of snowfall to deal with. Here's some of these water projections through Saturday night. So think about melting down all of the snow, combining it with the rainfall totals, and these are your water totals. So the coast is clearly going to be the winner. Upwards of 2 inches of moisture we could have through Saturday night. And this is not a complete picture of what's going to go down with this storm system, because remember, we have more to go into Sunday. Snow levels very low, right around 500 feet as the moisture approaches on Saturday morning. And so it'll stay pretty consistently right around 500 feet for the morning. So this means that places like Medford will primarily just see snow in the morning. Now, later in the day, we'll see snow levels ascending up to around 1,500 to 2,000 feet. So that means we could see a brief transition back to rain or sleet, but then snow levels lowering back down overnight. So we'll see that transition back to snow in places like Medford, Phoenix, Jacksonville, Grants Pass, Merlin, and Rogue River. Here's Stormcast snowfall through Saturday night. So this is also not a complete picture of what's going to happen, but there are a couple of areas that I want to point out. Number one, well, the coast, we could have a couple inches there. Number two, the Illinois Valley and Cave Junction, we could have anywhere between 6 to 12 inches of snow for Cave Junction and Hayes Hill. We could have a few inches of snow for the Rogue Valley, upwards of a foot for Diamond Lake, Crater Lake, and Lake of the Woods, and anywhere between 6 to 18 inches for Mount Shasta City, for Snowman Summit, and for Black Butte Pass. So in lieu of all that, we have winter storm warnings in place in elevations above 1,500 feet for Siskiyou County, Josephine County, and eastern Curry County. This goes from 4 in the morning on Saturday to 4 p.m. on Sunday. And then we have these winter weather advisories in place essentially for all of the News Watch 12 viewing area. And this also runs from 4 in the morning on Saturday to some point during the afternoon on Sunday. And winds will also be a bit of a factor, at least through Saturday afternoon, as some of those winds could gust upwards of 60 miles per hour for the east side and the coast. And I do want to point out that whenever we get some pretty gusty conditions in the Rogue Valley, that can sometimes put some dry air into the valley, and that can put a cap on how much snowfall we actually see. So that'll be an interesting storyline to follow overnight and into Saturday morning. But the bottom line is that we're going to have high impacts for both Saturday and Sunday. And you can see that things kind of incrementally calm down as we head into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But high impact weather for sure Saturday morning through Sunday afternoon. Travel impacts, gusty winds, low elevation snow, the whole shebang. Here's that 7-day forecast for the coast. We will see a better chance for snow on Sunday morning as opposed to Saturday morning, although we can't rule out a few flakes mixing in there along the coast in Brookings. For Siskiyou County, it's going to be very rough to travel in some of those passes down in south central Siskiyou County, in particular for Interstate 5 and for California 89. For the east side, we're expecting maybe 3 to 6 inches on some of those passes for Oregon 140, and then maybe just a couple inches for Klamath Falls and Lakeview. But again, that's through Saturday night, not taking into account Sunday. And we will have more on Sunday for the east side. The Cascades and Siskiyous are going to be a mess in terms of travel this weekend. So if you don't have to travel, do not do it. And then for the Rogue Valley, snow coming in overnight into Saturday morning. We'll have more snow showers throughout the day on Saturday and then another round into Sunday morning.
Okay, and just not really catching a break over the next week or so. So settle in at this point.
Yeah. And the sentiment around this time of the year is always, it's tough for outdoor activities, but it's good for the drought. I say that a lot, but there's only so many different ways to say it, but it rings true right here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to be outside during the summer months at all, this is what we have to deal with now.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Josh.
Of course.